All right, sorry I had to split into two videos, but that's the way it goes. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the classroom style. I mentioned this in my intro video. What I typically try to do is arrange the course just like an in-seat course. So this means that I'll lecture for a little bit. I'll give people time to do, if it's calculations or whatever, give people time to do calculations. Now, because I don't know how long it's going to take you to do calculations, when you watch the videos, often it'll say pause this part. Make sure you do that. Make sure you're actually treating this just like a typical classroom setting. Like I said on that video, diligence is going to be really the key for this or any online class. Make sure you're diligent about pausing the video, trying the problems, writing on those guided notes if you need to, and so on and so forth. All right. I'm also open to questions at any time. As you saw above on the syllabus, my email and phone number and all that kind of good stuff. Again, best way to come in, just come in during my office hours anytime or hit me up through an email. Now, as far as the tests, you in each test, you will be allowed to have a calculator. All right. You can't share these between people while you're taking the same test. So if you're taking it at the very same time, you can't share them. Obviously, if you go in with a calculator, you can take your test and then pass it to your friend when you come out. But that's a different issue. So you can have your calculator with you. You will not be allowed to have any cell phones on you when you take tests, and you won't be allowed to um, have any notes or anything like that during any tests. As far as online courtesy, just make sure that you're a good classmate. Obviously, we don't have a lot of times to interact, but through the announcements or a forum or something, you can. So just in general, be a good classmate and make sure that you are, um, yeah, in your other sections, maybe also during the semester. Moodle, like I said, a lot of stuff is up on Moodle. You can see that when you clicked in. Explore that. The main things that you should know about on Moodle, I've already mentioned. All right, for each unit, there's going to be a timeline and then notes. Print those off if you want. The link to the videos are here, and then the homework. Again, units 1 and 2 cover only 2 chapters apiece. Units 3 and 4 cover 3 chapters apiece. So you'll have 2 homeworks for unit 1, 2 homeworks for unit 2, and then 3 homeworks for unit 3 and 3 homeworks for unit 4. Okay? So all of those will be up there. Also, your grade will be up there. If you scroll down to the left, your grade's on, excuse me, your grade is on Moodle. It'll always be posted on Moodle. So you should always know where you stand in the class. As far as honesty goes, obviously I make mistakes. If you do have mistakes on the videos, let me know. We can try to fix those in the future. Or if I have mistakes writing something down, let me know. Most of the writing down I try to type just so it's a little bit more legible. And so I'll, type in the guided notes when I do that. You'll see in those videos. Some college policies here. If you want to find MIDS academic dishonesty policy, you can find it by clicking there. Emergency procedures are all clicked here. If you do have a disability and need some accommodation, let me know. They're all of the videos are supposed to be closed captioned, so if that doesn't work, let me know and we can try to add those. The Clery Act talks about reporting of crimes at the university, or at the college, I should say. So you can find those things here. I cannot give your records away due to FERPA things, so the only place you're going to see your grades is if you log in with your login through Moodle. All right, so if somebody calls me and asks for your grades, I can't give them to them and all that kind of good stuff. If you do decide to drop the class, I've already talked about attendance. So make sure you don't just quit showing up, meaning completing assignments. Make sure that if you're going to drop the class, actually drop it so that, your financial aid or whatever, you can get all of that back or as much as you can. There's certain times you can get certain percentages back. But if you just stop attending, stop filling out the assignments, and you get an F in the class, then that can hurt your future financial aid stuff. Also, I wanted to mention a couple of things. The math lab. The math lab is very helpful if you want to come in to mid. We have a math lab on both the Harrison and the Mount Pleasant campus. So you can go in there anytime it's open. The times change every year as far as when the math lab is open, but generally it's open till about 4:30 or 6 o'clock, depending on the days. 4:30, I think Monday to, I shouldn't say that. 4:30 or 6 o'clock, depending on the day. I'll say it that way. Oops. The learning outcomes, I'm not going to go over each one of those, but they basically mark the different chapters. So we talk about the normal distribution, hypothesis testing, correlation, regression, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, this is an important part of the syllabus here. Okay, so semester week and which things, how I'm taking attendance, and what's actually due. All right, so in week 1, I have to do, well, let me back up. I have to do one learning activity every single week. Now, in week 1, you're not going to have enough time to completely look through like all the chapter 1 video and stuff. You will have time if you really put yourself to it, but with all the videos going around, I don't like that. So, with week 1, there is a syllabus quiz. All right, it is not for points in a course, but it is for making sure you take attendance. Once again, it is in Moodle. It is right here, syllabus quiz. It's right under the syllabus video. So you'll click on that. Once you've clicked on that, it'll say start quiz. You get unlimited tries, excuse me, but it asks things like what's the instructor's name, all right? Or how many points are there in the course. So you pull up either this video or the syllabus and look those things up, and hopefully, again, that's just a reminder of some of the most important parts of the course. So syllabus quiz, do that this week, week 1. All right. Week 2, chapter 1 homework is due, and so that's how I'm going to collect attendance for week 2, is I'm going to see that you finished and completed your chapter 1 homework. If you haven't done any of your chapter 1 homework, then you will be counted as not attending there. On week 3, you'll notice that there's no homework due, but I want you to answer at least one question on chapter 2 homework. All right, so that's how I'll be taking attendance. You have to answer at least one question, have attempted the quiz. You don't obviously have to have it finished then. You will have to have it finished on week 4. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Every single week, you're either going to be, let me say it this way. Every single week, attendance will be counted either by me seeing that one of the homeworks is finished or you having me seeing that you've at least started one of the homeworks. All right. So That's how I'm taking attendance each week. If you don't do that, obviously I'm going to mark you absent. So make sure you do that. And then you can see the due dates. Like I said, I don't put the due date on there, but it's always Friday at 5 p.m. All right. Friday at 5 p.m. each week. Same thing with the exam. You have to take that sometime before Friday at 5 p.m. Now, let me also state, if you started at 4 o'clock at Mid-Michigan's testing center, it's not going to work because you're not going to have enough time to do that exam. So make sure you give yourself enough time. Make sure you know the testing center's times, whatever location you're going to. But all homework's going to be due at Friday, 5 p.m. Exams will be, you can take it anytime from Monday to Friday. And that's the same thing with the homework too. You can complete it anytime. In fact, if you want to complete all 12 homeworks, you could have done that right after you watch this video, I guess. Now, if I do have to change the syllabus for any reason, I'll let you know through your Mid-Michigan email. This is not something I've ever really had to do, but there have been, due date changes and things like that. Last semester, there was a big snowstorm, and so we had to cancel like 3 days worth of classes. I say we, the college did. So because of that snowstorm, the college canceled a few days, and so that forced everybody to essentially delete a week. So some of the due dates changed, but nothing else has ever changed on my syllabus. And with an online section, there's very little that will change. So hopefully that makes sense. Make sure the syllabus quiz is completed. Make sure you do that after you sign out of this video. If you do have any questions, email me. Don't forget, take a look. Each unit is about 4 weeks long. This is designed to be about 4 weeks long. Check out the schedule, timeline, objectives for each unit. Unit 1 is up. I will be putting units 2, 3, and 4 up very shortly. Okay, so have a good semester, and